Hello everyone! Time for that second video that I promised. So for this video I wanted to take a look at the catasetums that are emerging from dormancy. So I will also forefront this and say I have only 6 of them. I do not count myself as an expert, but I know my plants pretty well, and I know my plants well enough to know what they like and when they like it. And so we'll take out a few, and this is not Catasetum. This is just one of my Psychosis seedlings that I had set out. I was looking at it. So the first one I want to look at is Fred Clarkara After Dark's SVO Black Pearl FCC AOS. So this one was in bloom not terribly long ago. So it's just now starting to emerge from dormancy. You can see that eye swelling there, just underneath those spikes. And so this one's still got a ways to go. It hasn't even started root development. It's got a ways to go before it's ready for water. It's potted in fresh moss in an air cone pot, so there's lots of air circulation to the roots. This one is a much larger plant compared to some of the others. A tiny little bulb here, 2 medium size, a large, and then another large. And so this one should grow very well. I was hoping for 2 growths because larger plants like these can produce 2 growths easily, but I only got 1, but that's fine. I'll move that one out of the way. The next one is Fred Clarkara After Dark Sunset Valley Orchids, which is a clone of the same hybrid, different cultivar. This cultivar is a deep red with yellow and darker spots. So this one is well into growth. It's not like obviously like not terribly far. It's well into growth. You can see all of those nice roots it's got growing. There's already a few have dove deep into the media. It's got a bunch still growing. This one is close to watering from my standards, but not quite there yet. The growth is starting to leaf out, but a majority of the roots have not reached at least a couple inches long. And so I want to let all these new roots grow out a lot more and start feeling around for water before I start watering them a little bit. And I'll start by I'm not going to actually do it, but I'll squirt a little on top of the media and just kind of let it sit and do that once a day or so, a little bit of water to the top of the media just to get the roots used to starting to absorb water again. So move that one out of the way now. That one is just 3 bulbs. This one is Mormodia Carrie Ray. This is the one that I mentioned in the past that I got permission to choose the name for from Fred Clark. So this one is about the same. It's well into its growth phase, and you can see how big the growth is. It's a little farther along. The roots have already, and it's got some more on the way, but the roots are already getting deep down in there. It's probably about time to start giving it light drinks, so I'll probably give it its first drink tomorrow. But it doesn't need it too bad though, because look at that back bulb. This is the bulb that the growth is coming from, and you can see just how plump it is. Not a single wrinkle on it. The older bulbs obviously are wrinkled, but they're older bulbs. This growth is looking really nice so far, and the back bulb is fine. So actually I'll probably give it another week or so. So, dropping the camera, I apologize for that. The last one I want to look at is this one. So this one has been a little bit of a problem so far. This is Chuck Taylor Wakeup Unreticulatum. And so when I got it, it lost its new growth, which was barely started. It was even farther behind than the Black Pearl is now. And then after that, this back bulb started to rot. I cut off the side piece and the top because they were both rotting and sealed them off with cinnamon. And the rot stopped, but it hasn't tried to grow a new growth since. The bulb is mostly plump. You can see where it's starting to indent a little bit. But there's no growth, there's no growth yet, not at all, not even a single node swelling that I can see. So I'm keeping this one dry a while longer until I see something. Maybe I'll give it the occasional misting to the top of the media to try and encourage something. But it doesn't seem like it's ready to do anything yet. And then if you look up here in the shadows, my 2 other catasetums that are in full growth, both of these skipped their dormancy. The one on the left is Cataceta or Catamoides Dragon's Glade, and the one on the right is Moneriara Millennium Magic Witchcraft. Both are way in their active growth. They both, like I said, skip dormancy, and so they're super early. but I was not going to force a dormancy on them when they were already growing while they still had leaves. Dragon's Glade, actually, if you see that bulb right there, if I zoom in on that, it's a little blurry, but it's because it's zooming in, it's dark. That bulb had leaves up until just actually a couple weeks ago, and then they finally yellowed and came off. So that's the new growth right there. Both are looking good. They had a slight spider mite infestation not long ago, but I isolated them inside, treated them several times, and brought them back in after I was positive the infestation was gone. So they're doing okay. They're not in the best shape because of the spider mites, but I'm hoping they'll recover, and I'm hoping Dragon's Glade does recover well and blooms for me, because it was supposed to bloom off that new growth that just lost its leaves. But then instead of growing a spike, it grew this next growth. And then Millennium Magic is famous for skipping dormancy, and actually some growers don't even give it one at all, and it grows just fine. But let me get that out of the light glare. But they're both growing well. They have a decent set of roots on both of them, and they're both at the stage where they're starting to plump up the bulb and stop leaf growth. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll be sure to update on those in the future. So that's all the Catasetums that are growing right now, all the Catasetinid types. There's not much else by way of Catasetenids, like dormancy orchids. Most of them are already on their growth habit anyway. I start watering again for them around Valentine's Day, and it's well past Valentine's Day. So everything you see is basically headed onto its summer schedule already. But there's still lots going on. I'll be sure to do update videos on all of that, including, and there will be an issue or a video on the root issues I'm having. Which, to sum it up real quickly before I make a video on it, I have an issue with roots stopping their growth fairly early on and not getting a massive root system. And I thought that was attributed... Oops, I'm sorry about that, so sorry. I thought that was attributed to my water hardness, which is like around 200 to 150 to 200 or ppm. But I know others who have water even harder than mine, and they have tons of root growth. So I don't really know what it is. I'm trying to figure that out. But I'll do a little bit of, see if I can find out something, and then I'll do a video on talking about it. But I mean, there's still hope. I still have lots of things growing and lots of roots. I just don't have as many as I hoped I would. But I'll be sure to take a video or make a video of that and show you guys and talk about what I think is going on and what I'm looking into doing to fix it. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this relatively quick video on my Catasetenids and an update on them. Thank you all for watching, and please subscribe and share my channel. Thank you very much.